Woo! Hey everybody, welcome back to Hex Token Channel. Your host Superman for your crypto roundup, pretty much. So we're going to look into Hex and all the prices as usual. We're also going to look at a Pulsechain price prediction from Rack and Rochelle at Overwatch, and of course Richard Hart's Day 4 video. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. At the end, we're going to get into Hex Daily Stats when that pops up as well. So that should be pretty good. So make sure you get in, subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. Now, if you're new to the channel or maybe watching this after the live stream, definitely leave your comments in there. I will respond to all those as well. So definitely get in there. It's going to be pretty cool. So let's see who's in the house. We've got Love Richard in the house there. Yo, yo, yo. Good to see you, Love Rich. Hey, good to see. I haven't seen you in the chat before, Love Rich, unless you've changed your name. But other than that, good to see you in the house. And Dirty Paws in there as well. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yeah, rocking it, man. So we're going to have a bit of fun with this. We're probably going to live stream for about an hour. So stay tuned for that. And we're going to get into some Hex charting action here. A nice little bit of a bounce back. It's a bit like a ping pong ball going bing, 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 bing between a certain sort of price range. So it's pretty hilarious, to be honest. We got Pumpkin Owl in the house from Arizona. Woo! Love Rich says change name. Yeah. Some of the names they changed so much I don't know who they are. So this is pretty much the way it rolls. Cryptogonal's in the house there. Woo! I can see you. Cryptogonal. Oh, man, some of these names are absolutely incredible. So I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, don't forget, if you haven't joined the channel as a member, we've got the join button there, and of course you can support the channel as we promote Pulsechain, PulseX, and Hex twice a day. And of course we've got 3 different memberships. We've got Pulsechins, we've got Hexicans, and the Richard Hart Club, so you can join any 3 of those to support the channel. And the other thing, of course, we've got Discord. So Discord is the links in the video description if you want to join up. We have an awesome community heading up towards 500 people. And of course, we've also got great information in there, which is a beautiful thing. If you're in crypto, the more the information, the better. And so definitely get into that. Let's see who else is in the house there. Get some, that's for sure. And Crypto Tycoon in the house there. Woo-hoo-hoo! And Sandy Beach as well. Good to see Sandy Beach. One of our first Hex Token channel member in today. Great stuff, Sandy. Appreciate it. And I always love the little beach sign there. Man, it always makes me want to go to the beach. Was it Brownie always comes in with his hammock on the beach? Sandy Beach always comes in with the, well, I guess, what is that, a sun umbrella? Yeah, sun umbrella on the beach. Nice. Jean Francois Bossu is in the house. New Caledonia in the house. Woohoo! Good to see you, Jean. And very, very cool. And so we're going to get into some of the charts here. People will probably just slowly flow into the chat. Picking myself up a nice coffee from the cafe. A cool Hexkin there too, so big shout out there. So let's jump over to the chart here. We're in a big triangle here. I actually have to reset this, so I still haven't got around to it, but I will do that hopefully today. So we got the prices back here, and this is our price at the moment. Obviously we've been down in this descending triangle for some time now, and actually I might as well just reset it on. Now I'll do it later. It stops me mucking around so much. And of course, we've still got our green candle there, waiting for that to come eventually. Our green candle there at some stage. And of course, at the moment, we're actually looking not too bad, I think, at this stage. So we definitely came down. You can't see it on this chart, but we definitely came down on the 3.6 cent mark on the hourly chart. We're going to check that later. But at the moment, of course, this chart here, we're actually coming back up to 6 cents again. That's pretty good. I don't know about you, but it looks like we could slowly mull ourselves back up to resistance at 6.8 cents and go over that. Here's the really cool stuff, and I'm watching this very keenly, is this crossover between the yellow line. See that? That is the 13 EMA, and of course crossing the 50, the red line there. That's the 50% price average mark. Our Bollinger Bands on the top and bottom are the top 90% and the bottom 5% of the price range. So imagine the price range. So we have the 50% mark at 7.5 cents. We have the EMA at almost 6.7 cents. So just under resistance today. Obviously, yesterday it was at resistance. And of course, we want that yellow line to cross over the red line, and that could signal very much will signal will signal a crossover and the price moving up. We can see that back here where the yellow line there crossed over the red line, and we got a nice uptrend, and also back here as well. The 13-day moving EMA also had the push up there as well. You can see it back here as well. Sometimes it can take a couple of days though to cross over. That's the only thing. Like here, it would have been a little bit, a couple of days in here back in March, but back here in April, it was, maybe 2-3 days to get that sort of clear view. So we could see that again here when it comes up. They're definitely closing. Look at the gap we had here. So that was pretty cool. That was it 9.1 to 10? So almost 2 cents gap there. That's closing down for sure. And we're actually just over, what are we at the moment? So 6.5. We're about half a cent now. So 2 cents down to half cent almost, I think, is where we're at this stage. So let's watch this pretty closely. The formation at the moment. And of course, we want to get over that 6.8 cent resistance and back up over again. Obviously, this solid orange line is 10 cents. So we'll see how we get on with that. Let's have a look at some of the other metrics that we've got. We've got the DMI metric. Sellers are definitely easing off here. So we'll get rid of all our stuff here. Sellers are easing off, but the momentum was still their friend. But I have a feeling this is going to start dipping down with this price action a bit slower. The buyers are still relatively on the slightly weak side, but I have a feeling it's going to start to move back up a little bit here. And so I think these will start to go towards that convergence in the next day or two. So watch out pretty closely on the DMI. And of course, the RSI is starting to move up there too. So that's positive and plenty of room to move for a nice little rally on the price there. So cool, as we say, cool VIP. So that's pretty much the Hex price. Let's get into some of the comments there in the chat before we move on to the other stuff we're going to talk about. KD's in the house there. Hey all, boom, boom. Woo, woo, woo. Nice one there, KD. I like what you did there. Hello, Hex taking everybody, says Sandy Beach. Brendan says, good day to all of you. And the coffee. Yeah, I've got my coffee. And Crypto Heartbeat's in the house there. Hey, Crypto Heartbeat, always a pleasure. Woo, 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 says Crypto Heartbeat. And who else we got in there? Sandy Beach with the emojis. Banda in there with the hoo-hoos, woo-hoos, and the woo-hoos. Hey, good to see you, Banda. J-Man in the house as well. In the house. J-Man, woohoo. And nice to see everybody else there. Very, very cool. So that is Hex at the moment. We're going to jump over to Hedron. So Hedron here at 540. So that's nice to see a little recovery there. Was down at 493, down at being down 482. So nice to see a little bounce back there too for Hedron. We've got the markets here at the moment. BTC back over, man. Look, I see it's a bit like a ping pong game. Ping, 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 ping. The price is going down below 30, back over 30. Man, make up your mind. Make up your mind. And of course, we expect to see this sort of carry on. And most people, I think, expect it to break down. And of course, I think we are still in a bearish downtrend because we're continually failing to break upwards. So from this battleground around 30k. So we'll see what happens there. But we'll take it for what it is. 31's pretty good in my view. I'm pretty happy at these levels, and so yeah, that's good to go. Let's have a look at some of the other charts. We're going to look at our quad charts here. So we've got Hex in the hourly. So we're looking at the daily chart before. Got Hex in the hourly there. You can see that we've had a nice little rally back up there. We had actually put in a higher low there. We had a higher low, the low at 4.3 cents here. We managed to make a higher low on the hourly there at just under 5 cents. And now here we are at 5.9. So it bodes well for a little breakout here, I think. Good chance. We'll see. But of course, 6.1 cents, we could break out over that. That'd be pretty nice. It just depends whether there's more buyers than sellers, right? But it looks like we've got a nice little uptrend here too. So hopeful there. That's what I'd say. Hopeful is that's going to break out up above 6.1 cents. So let's have a look at Hedron. Yeah, we've looked at Hedron, so we're going to look at Maxi. Now, Maxi absolutely, absolutely like a boss. Maxi, man. This thing's been performing well. 10.67 cents. Amazing stuff there. Performing very well indeed. Let's have a look at the premium of Maxi over Hex. We're going to quickly look at that. Oh my gosh, look at this holding up like yesterday, 77. I do think that there's enough catalyst here for a breakout over 82%, which is kind of the top of the range, and based on my charting. And of course, that would be pretty interesting to see that premium get even greater. I often thought that we would, once we got to 40% premium, there'd be quite a few hands that were willing to sell. And, on occasion, we've had a few people sell, but man, this is just going up insane. And of course, like I say, the top of my range is 200 to 300% premium. And that's based on the percentage of staking. Obviously, Maximus stake is 100%. Hex price is backed by about 9.3%. So really, it was just a simple mathematics from that, which would give you about 10.8, a factor of 10.8x. And of course, if you scale that down, which you prudently do, to maybe by 70% or so, it might give you 200 to 300%. And what have we seen? We have seen a spike up to 233, so 133%. So that actually fits pretty well. But hey, I wouldn't be surprised if we see this break up a bit further here so far. And man, it's just doing really, really well at the moment. The other thing, of course, we got PulseDoge. PulseDoge has teetered around, got down to $2.71. Still holding out really well if you consider that. Now, I had $3 was going to be really strong, but I said if they do get around this mark of about $2.75, if it bounces off that, that's still pretty good as well. Not as strong as obviously bouncing off $3, but that's you wouldn't want it to break down much further than $2.75. So far, it bounced off $2.71, so that's pretty much in the playbook, and it's at $2.97 at the moment. So it's kind of at that crossroads, in my view. But of course, that really depends on how much buying power's in the whales wallets, and how much commitment they've all got in their little whale syndicate to move this up. But of course, every day that we move forward, the launch phase is counting down. But we've still got quite a bit of time to go for that. A good month, I would say, until we get in the last 20 days. I think we're at 52 days, something 51 days to go. So watch for the games for this over the next 50 days. It's going to be pretty fascinating to see this chart perform. At the moment, we've got the airplane there just sitting around waiting to go up there. So watch out for that. It's going to be interesting the next day, I would say. Cool VIP, as we say, cool VIP. We're going to have a look at the BNB charts here. First, we're going to have a look at BNB. BNB under 300 at 290. So that's where BNB is at the moment. And of course, on the BNB charts, we've got PulseDogecoin at 538. We've had Pulse 33 make a bit of a move, 23.7 cents. That's a pretty good day in the office for P33. And of course, the low at 18.77, the high at 28. So that's a really good day for P33 there. And of course, that's associated to Free Pulse, the onboarding gambling site that you can get up to $200 worth of Pulse, as they say on that site. That's got over 100,000 people signed up. So, what sort of cross-pollination to the P33 project can they get out of that? That's going to be a question to be asked to the team, how they're associating those two. And of course, IM here down at 739, really struggling there. I do encourage the IM team to do a lot in social media. I think on a regular basis, and they need to build up the social media. I think that's the case for all the projects on Pulsechain. They need to, in the lead up to Pulsechain, they need to be doing a lot of social marketing, building up their base, even in the quiet times, even when the prices aren't green. We know how crypto works, and when the prices are green and up and to the right, everybody's out. Everybody's out and about. The town, the village is flourishing. There's dancing and singing, and everyone's doing all that. But when the price is not, is had a major retrace, the streets are empty, and people are huddling in their houses. Right? So that's pretty much how it goes. There's a few brave people out and about, but it's a bit more like that. So once again, get out constantly and maybe do some direct marketing out there as well. But anyway, do some social media, get Twitter, get everything else going. It's very important to build up your base for your product. You want your product to have an audience, and so I definitely get out and do that. So that's my little update on the prices. Blender says Hex is breaking out, says Bendy. I think so too. Like a boss, says Brennan. Like a boss, absolutely. Hey, Lies Beneath in the house there. Hello, how are you today? Very good, Lies Beneath. It was great to see you on Gen Hex there with Wales. So big shout out to both of them. I'm doing great stuff on that one. Bender's in house, LFG. Hey, Baby's in house. I love Jesus. Hello, hello, hello. Good to see Baby in house there. And Sandy Beach says, hello, Baby. Hello, Baby Turtle. Baby Turtle. Turtles are in the house. Pulse launch is on end of 2022. Seems like we just don't know the time launch, but if there was a rewrite code, not that there was, but if there how much of that's actually been done. we know that a lot of testing needs to be done after that. So yeah, the time is uncertain. Obviously, I've added like 2 or 3 months onto the time frame. So we'll see how we get on. Greetings from Parts Unknown, says DB Cooper, or DB Cooper and the holes. Tail7 says, interested to hear the whale prediction for Pulsechain. And Crypto P Bacon, woohoo, have you ordered RH latest Prada outfit? So no, I have not. Bennett says, yes, seems like RH is timing the bear markets. And what was that? No, I still think it's the code. I still think it's the code. But you know, Richard did put a teaser out there about the bear market that we talked about yesterday in yesterday's video. So yeah, nice. All right, so cool. Let us jump over to Rackham, of course. Overwatch the prediction here. So this is what the prediction came out yesterday. I have posted it on the Twitter, reposted it. Pulsechain PLS will be the highest appreciating network in 2023. So some pretty bullish prediction there. Obviously, that I agree with that. I mean, but you know, it's good to see it. One of our big whales doing it. So for those that are not familiar with Rackham Rochelle, he is the founder of Overwatch, a large venture capital firm, and they do lots of different investments around the place. And you know, he's got a great backstory to how he got there, been so successful. And obviously he's one of the big whales in Hex and Pulsechain, PulseX, top of the Sacrifice board and things like that. He's probably bigger position than we think. He also had multiple wallets as well that we don't know about. So there's probably a few of those. The gatekeeping will assist in that cause. So the gatekeeping obviously may possibly, who knows, from Binance, who else could assist in that cause. BTC, ETH, USDC, and USDC, BNB, ADA, Ripple, all those other projects proved me wrong. So that was pretty cool from there. I think he's had a few comments on that one, but we'll see how we go. So we got this one here. Out of everything, you did not even mention PulseX. Can I ask why? I consider that DEX, DeFi, and not a network. So that's Rackham replies there. Value transfer is going to be a giant scope in the coming years. Is Swift's going to perish? 369. No, it's not. It's adapting as we speak. That is true. I saw that. The gatekeeping will also allow us to accumulate before liftoff. Rackham Rochelle goes wise move on that one. So he's got a few extra comments in there. I'm not sure if anyone else got some comments there as well. So this is just some of the replies to his posts as well. Let's jump through some of these. So that was pretty much it from Rackham Rochelle. So nice little prediction. But he also made a prediction the other day, and we're going to have a quick refresh of that. Let me just get back into Rackham Rochelle's channel. Bam on that one. And we're going to scroll down to his previous one. And this was this one here. So are the network wars coming? Will various parties attempt to close ranks and lock Hex, PLSX out of the market regardless of profitability? Does gatekeeping actually help us? Will CZ, Binance become more hostile? Cryptocurrency open to civil discussion there. So obviously people have got into that as well. Well, become the gate then. No table. Build one. That is all part of the civil discussion. Thanks for contributing. So it's got a few other interactive comments here. I like that. And someone says, good questions. Only time will tell. Agreed, says Rackham. And what else we got there? I think multi-chain integration will happen. Is happening. Agreed. So got a couple of cool stuff on there. So I like the dialogue. Very, very nice to see that that out there. And I thought that was pretty incredible. We talked about yesterday how Binance had bought into a subsidiary had bought into Pancake Swap, and in terms of the Cake token, they also lifted Cake yesterday. The other thing, of course, is the SEC was talking about the BNB raise and things like that. So there's a few things going on there as well. So it was pretty timely little comment there. So that was pretty much it from Rackham Rochelle. What else we got there? Ben is in house. Lol, smash the likes, dudes. Yeah, definitely smash the likes and hit the subscribe button as well if you haven't subscribed. Brendan Islak said his prediction was 12,000x for Pulse and 8,000x for PLX in 2 years. That is from his price prediction. That was from a tweet some time back, and of course that is based on the all-time low price discovery of Pulsechain and PulseX when they do launch. So whatever that will be, sounds about right, says Bennett. That is correct. 12,000x for PLS, 8,000x for PLX from the all-time low price discovery. Wow, says Day of 7. Yeah. If Rep wins in 2024, markets will go nuts, up. That's true, Bender. And of course, not only will markets go up, but sanity, some degree of sanity may come back as well. Tail 7 in house there. The gatekeeping will just increase the power and pressure of the cooker. Yeah, true. Maybe Superman can show the tweet, says Brennan. I think it's quite far back. I don't know if I have it here for that tweet. We have showed it many times, but that tweet is on Rack and Rochelle's link there. Wild SJ appears. Nice, I like that. It's like some elegant. Wild SJ is here, appears. Bender's in house there. They cannot gatekeep Pulse once it comes out in the end. That's true. And nice. All right, so we're going to jump over to Richard Hart as well. I'm not sure how far back. Actually, we might have a quick. I don't know how far back that tweet is actually, because he's got lots of tweets in here. It's probably quite far back, so I'm not going to go too far back to try and find it. This was the one that he gave out on the 2nd of June, addressing my hex position amidst some disinformation. The answer is no, I haven't sold no hex at this time. Anything stated otherwise is something untrue, because people were spreading around the word just because the hex price was going down that he was selling down. But of course, I said my point was the fact that if he was sold down, the price of hex would be, it wouldn't be too hot for day after day after day for a very long period of time. So just remember that. He's interested in creating value, I think, is Rack and Rochelle, and you do that through supporting the chain's growth, adding on value onto it. So cool. Right, so that's Rack and Rochelle. We're going to jump away from there. Can't see the tweet offhand. Now this was Highest of Stakes movie, came out here, and of course day 4. So this is the teaser here. When you were a kid, let me just get rid of the comment here so it hides away. When you were a kid, your father would take you to Tony Robbins seminars. How much of an impact did this have on your life? And on this day 4, Richard, see what he advised you about that. So meeting Tony Robbins, that would have been pretty cool. The pros and the cons, as we say, the pros and the cons. Let's have a plate here of this from Richard Hart himself.
A date with destiny, unleash the power within, human needs psychology, that kind of stuff. I think that's really his best material, So if you can go to like the $3,000 or $5,000 date with destiny event, it's a great event, and that guy's had his own name, it's his own brand for 30, 40 years or something like that, and it's worked out pretty well for him. I always said, like, if you're going to be in the self-help game, learn from the guy who self-helped himself the hardest and has the best, he's the most successful success guy. You're like, he's obviously doing something right. I think that I improved on a lot of his stuff, and you can read it for free at t.me/sci5. Free self-help books. Read them. They're good. I wrote them. And I look, hey, worked out okay for me.
So that was Richard's latest update there about Tony Robbins. So I thought that was pretty cool. It must have definitely inspired him going to want something like that. So very cool. If you haven't seen Tony Robbins, you can see him on YouTube. He's got videos of him in his conferences. Very charismatic, super tall. I think he's like 6'7" or something like that. He's a pretty tall guy as well. So very nice. That's the update from Richard. I don't think there's anything else in there. Got a little bit here from forget this person's name, but interview of Richard there. You can check that out. I think there's pretty much highlights there. So we're going to close out of those, and we're going to get into the Hex Daily Stats coming up soon. So we're going to talk about that in the next 5 minutes or so, and we'll also get into the Whalebot as well with that stuff that's been happening in the Whalebot. So we'll get into that soon. In the meantime, let's get into the chat there. Now, Liquid Loans is coming up, of course. Liquid Loans is got their sacrifice balances coming out. We looked at that teaser yesterday, but that's going to be pretty cool and expected this week. We hopefully we'd have it by Tuesday. Looks like obviously everything always takes a few more days, doesn't it? A few more days, but looks like that we'll get that pretty soon. And of course, Matt said Wednesday, and of course we went through the little snapshot that we had from Matt's video. So that's going to come out soon. So I'm sure a lot of people will be happy with that. People that sacrificed, part of that was $51.6 million. And of course, as I said, Liquid Loans is going to be doing a lot of not just the platform, which is amazing for leverage lending and pushing the price of Pulse and other assets up 4 to 8 weeks after Pulsechain launches. It's going to be a very, very big catalyst for that. I think it's going to operate quite, even though it's a fork of Liquidity, I actually think that it's the size of it's actually going to be, over time, it's going to be actually have a much bigger impact on the chain. Now, I think Liquidity at the very beginning had a couple $2 billion in it, and I think I'm not sure whether people rumored that CZ or somebody like that was in there. I can't remember who it was. There was some big player that was rumored to have put funds in there, and so that straight out of the gate that did billions of dollars. But it actually had, I think it had 2/3 of 1% of all Ethereum in Liquidity when it first launched. And so I don't know if we'll see anything like that, but I think that we'll probably see some pretty decent players use the platform. And I think that will, on average over time, I think we'll see a lot more players in there because it's launching at the beginning of the chain. And so I think that's going to be pretty powerful to see that play out. And that's going to have massive leverage play on the assets themselves, Pulse and stuff like that. So it's going to be fun to see. The other thing, of course, people do have to still do good risk management on there. That's going to be fun to see that too. Now, so Sacrifice balance expected any time now this week, I guess. So we'll keep a tune on that every day and try and catch that. Now, because I'm doing 2 live streams a day, we should be able to catch that on one of them, I would hope, as it comes hot off the press. So very, very cool. Look forward to that. Now, then after that, of course, we're looking for the user tester interface. So that's going to come in afterwards. So I think that's going to be fun. We're going to play around with that on this site. And this was from a couple of weeks back now, about 3 weeks ago. But this was CC from Liquid Loans interview as well. So I think this was with Matt. So we'll watch this.
Has been coming up recently has been about the testnet, and will people see Liquid Loans on the testnet anytime soon?
Yeah, so the guys are working really, really hard at the moment to get all of that up and running. And the difference here is that we didn't really want to push something out ahead of time, so it's got to be pretty much complete. And one of the things that will help us on that journey is to make sure that we've got active price calls. So the guys are integrating, obviously, PulseX is one mechanism that we'll use. There's another mechanism that I won't go into a lot of detail now, but it will provide some redundancy for being able to make price calls against PulseX. And the guys are working hard to get that finished. So my expectation is that we'll end up seeing something in the next couple of weeks. The rationale being, we don't ever want to release anything before it's really ready. And I think the community appreciates that when we deliver content, it's actually of high quality. So we're not going to rush anything out until the product, or basically the system and the dApp are actually up and running fully, and that we can actually allow people to fully test what we've developed.
So that's the other thing that we're expecting to come up, is the test user interface for Liquid Loans. And as we understand it from Jesse, that's going to be revamped and uplifted even better than it was before, which I liked before. So it's going to be fun to see. We've got a couple of people in the chat there. Bender says they cannot gatekeep Pulse once it comes out at the end. Yeah, I agree with that for the most part. I think that the value is going to be so big that the awesomeness of Pulsechain is going to be so amazing. And of course, people in crypto that are reasonably knowledge can flow their assets in and out of crypto, in and out of any chain, and we see that chains get flooded when they get launched. And this one is going to be the biggest and the baddest out of them all. The other thing, of course, is we're going to have the official Pulsechain bridge, and we're also, at the very least, we're going to have Power City's cross-chain swap there as well. And of course, that's going to be using exchanges as well. So that's going to be pretty cool. I think they have on their Binance chain, obviously Ethereum chain. I think they had Avalanche chain on there at this stage. So they haven't hooked up the interface yet. Last time they teased a couple of days ago, excuse me. But that's going to give a lot of optionality. So looking forward to more EVMs and stuff, and exchanges play there too. Who else there? TB's in the house there. Pokemon player for sure. What else there? Polynesian Pulsechain's in the house there. Morning, Superman. Good morning, Polynesian Pulsechain. Like the All Black flag there. That's our national rugby team. Blender says RH is losing weight. Yeah, she didn't. He must be, because he's walking around Iceland in those mountains. He's got to lose weight there for sure. If you think about it, it's a good place to do that. Out and about every day and moving around. One day closer, says Dave. Yeah, one day closer for sure. Katie says, RH epic tales from the deep. Lol. Yeah, that's true, Katie. I'm going to be interested to see how, the Highest of Stakes documentary team has, they have pretty much full creative license about what they're doing in terms of the story and the editing. I'm going to be fascinated to see. We see certain things, and I wonder how much of all that content and all the stuff we haven't seen that will be in there. It's going to be pretty interesting to see how they play this out, and it'll be cool. I do hope that it does turn into some sort of series as well. If the streamers want to be at the frontier of crypto, and the best story in crypto is definitely Richard Hart. I mean, who's more vibrant and interesting than that in crypto? So. I've got a couple of names that might be close, but no one's that interesting in the crypto space. What else does he got? Bender says lock 2 years liquid loans that will give a nice bonus, says Bender. Yeah, well, a lot of people, even the Hex Godwell is locked for 2 years in the referral bonus there. So there's quite a few people in that player position. John Gibbons says, I thought he looked pretty chunky in the direct interview, says John. That's pretty funny. Any update on the mainnet, says Mikos. No update. With just no dates known. It's just we know it's further out, because if they've done some rewriting of the code for the validators, then there's going to be more testing required. So that's a big question mark. But I would say it's further away than closer away at this stage. Better than beef, though. Better than beef. No mainnet, says Bender. No mainnet yet. Mainnet is not out for Pulsechain yet. Cheers from sunny Miami, Humberto Gonzalez. I always can see Humberto, and a big shout out to everybody in Miami. Man, it's becoming quite. Not only is it a fun place to live, but it's also becoming quite the crypto center as well. Mr. Cozy Death says maybe in the next month, mainnet. What you guys think? Yeah, I'm currently 2-3 months away now at this stage. I hope we make it just before PulseCon 2022 conference in exhibition. That'll be pretty nice. Pumpkin Owl says USA discussing new crypto regulations. Seen a few talking about it. Any news? We'll definitely set precedent and set examples. Hey, Pumpkin Owl, you know what? I might pull that up for this afternoon's live stream, and I might talk about that, because I haven't checked that for a little while, but I noticed something came out that was sort of all-encompassing. So I'll definitely have a look at that. We were talking about that yesterday in Identity Blocks live stream, says Brennan, about the regulation. Yeah, I'll definitely pull it up today, hopefully. So cool. I said definitely and hopefully in the same sentence. It's terrible. I would have got an F in English for that. Murky says 38 days until 1 year anniversary since I sacrificed for Pulsechain. Really? Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, it's coming up, man. 15th of July. It's coming up, man. That's gonna be crazy stuff there. That Pulse player. Hey everybody, I missed you. Hey, it's good to see you in the house. Yes, there we got a couple of guys. Precisely, it's good afternoon from Avocado Land, says Briz. Always good to see Avocado Land people, and of course we look forward to that. What else we got going there? Humberto says, don't think that Richard Hart is time in the market. I think they're actively working on making Pulsechain more user friendly. I've seen some new features in the testnet, says Humberto. Nice. I like that. I tend to agree with you on that. RH has always said time is more important than timing. That's true. Besides says, I just got off the phone with my buddy. He just moved to Puerto Rico. He mines 5 Bitcoin a month, he said. Cost around 2.5 Bitcoin a monthly cost. How cool is that? That's pretty amazing, Briz. Especially in those environments, really you'd want to have a nice cheap hydro or free solar or something. Free solar. So yeah, amazing, says TV. Yeah, absolutely amazing. The really cool thing is, says Briz, I sold him his very first Bitcoin. I used to sell it in person at Starbucks. Lol, that's funny, man. So glad I found Hex, says TV Bishop. Absolutely. Hex broke 6. It did indeed. Hex broke 6 cents. We've got it on this chart. We can see Hex on this chart here. Well, it's just under 5.9 now, but did break 6. So yeah, we might have a little breakout here. This is getting very interesting. The closure here between the EMA and the 50% Bollinger Band looking very good for a cross there. Woohoo! Maybe another day or two. Watch that. But definitely we could move higher here. Eventually, markets. Well, not eventually. Market products with good products that are good. Eventually, the market does get exhausted, and in terms of selling, so we might get the buyers starting to outbeat the sellers, and we get some form of bottom in there. I do still think we've got a reasonable chance of still hitting back down at 3.6 cents again, and this assumes that crypto stays up here. If we get another move down in crypto down to say 23,000, like a big move like we saw last time, then obviously 1 cent and Hex is in the game if we see that scenario. That's why I'm really not keen on it. I just want this here to stay up like this at the moment. So definitely keep the price up here for sure. All right, so cool. That is looking good. Let's what time is it now? Yeah, I think we've got the Hex daily stats out, so we're going to check that. Was it day 918? Is hot off the press. Woohoo! Day 918. Very cool. Brent says, yeah. Free solar. Yeah, free solar. Yeah. Solar's pretty good in Australia because they have so much sun. And woohoo! Says Briz. Billions in the house there. Hey, Gary J in the house with the super sticker. Appreciate that. I thought it was a harder worker. Every time I go on YouTube for a quick update on X, you're streaming. Very impressed and much appreciated, says Gary J. I appreciate that. And obviously a Superman bow down for the super sticker. Always appreciate that. So big shout out. Sandy Beach I was going to buy more X, but gas was high at the time. Yeah, that's unfortunate. We've had gas low, gas high, which has been a bit of a mixed bag lately. Hex is the GOAT, says DB Cooper. Absolutely is. I forgot to ask also, I have a woo, says Gary. Nice one, Gary. Guaya's 81 now. That's insane in the membrane. We'll leave it on there. A big shout out to Gary for the super sticker. Much appreciated again. And of course, let's get into the stats here. So day 918. And of course, Hex is now past 2.5 years in maturity. And of course, we'll just soldier on. It's actually growing all the time. But growing in a different way than people think. So we'll talk a bit more about that. Let me just zoom in on this a bit more. So we've got the 7th of June. We've got another day of 10.7% increase. Yay! We had 2 days of big increases in percentage terms. Obviously, the base is lower, so but we are going to itch our way back up at some stage. We've got 6 cents is the snapshot. Isn't that beautiful? Perfect time. We got that actually coded in on there. The payout per T-share is 6.189. So if you're staked Hex, you're getting paid Hex every day. And of course, you are riding through the price cycles. So that can be good. Like the last one, sometimes that can be at the top. Sometimes that can be at the bottom. You never know your luck, of course. But you only, what you do with the Hex is up to you. And at what times that you do it, that's also up to you. So 6.189 Hex per T-share at the moment. This is just going to go up over time. And watch out for that. It's going to be fun to see. Now, if you haven't seen the Crypto Sparbook team, which is now called KSB TV, with Patrick and Abit, they do price predictions about once every year. They've done 2 videos, I think, at least on those, and they do some price predictions about the Hex payout. They have to make certain assumptions, of course, and I do think they're typically on the conservative side. Depending on what happens to price, of course, but definitely check out those videos because they're quite good for that. T-share price there, $1,366. Our low so far has been $1,128. That was on 2 days ago. And don't forget, if you stake for 10 years, you can get a T-share for a third of this cost because you get 200% bonus shares when you stake your Hex. So $1,366. So you can divide that by 3. We've got an increase of 6 Hex per for the T-share rate. So we're up to 22,719. So that's pretty cool. So it's just going up, heading towards 23,000. Just insano in the membrane. We've got the average stake length 6.63 years. The all-time high was 6.66, so we're just off that slightly. The APY, the annual percentage yield rate, interest or inflation plus early in-stake penalties, 39.22%. The Hex in the pool there has gone down because the price has gone up, and US dollars has gone up there as well. So that's pretty cool. So more people have bought more Hex, so there's less Hex in there. Hex, this does move around with liquidity pools as well, whether people are adding or removing. Just take that into account. Sometimes we look at that as well, but I'm not doing that today. T-shares at the moment, 10,414,000, down 10,000. So that's pretty big. We'll see that on the whale bot, hopefully. We'll check that out. What else we got going there? Look at the minted inflation, generally pretty low. We had a big one there a couple, 9 days ago or whatever, 71 million. Circulating supply at 59 million, staking down 53 million hex. We've got 9.35% of hex staked at the moment, and the penalties, another good day, over 1 million penalties. Very nice. Let's look at our user growth. This is pretty important. And this is the stuff that we've all got to get out to as a community, whether the price is booming or whether the price is really cheap. It's actually, even more favorable to onboard people when the prices pull back, because obviously they're getting potential for more upside, and of course be able to get more T-shares as well when the hex prices pull back. So it's actually a really good time to onboard and get a direct promotional retail book. Obviously, by doing that too, you're also spreading out the hex more into more people. So that's really good too. You get a better distribution of hex. That's what we want over time. That'd be really, really cool. And you want to have that done reasonably organically as well. So get out there, folks. I do encourage you in whatever way that you feel comfortable to do direct marketing, whether it's just telling a friend, doing a little pamphlet around the local block, or putting little pamphlets on cars, or whatever you think about doing. You can be creative. Now we're up to 466,000 total holders. 174 stakers up 39 to 95,925. We've got total stakers up 57 to 121, and current holders actually down 4. We don't often see a negative day, so I'm not sure what that is, but we're at 303,856 there. So there we are. That's it. I haven't seen a negative day. I'm trying to see where the last we've seen a negative day on there. Anyway, not quite sure about that number, but there we are. That's what it says there. We've got up 39 here, the current stakers. That's probably the cool number there, heading towards 100,000. That's probably the next big number there. So cool VIP on that, cool VIP. We're currently on day 919, and man, oh man. So day 1,095, that is 3 years, 1,095. So we're heading towards there now. That's our next a big milestone as Hex grows up, becomes a little boy is going to leave home. That kind of thing. But obviously we're going to have 2 little boys, because we're going to have a clone. We're going to have a clone, and of course it's going to be a bit like a sci-fi movie. We've got 2 Hex clones. Is it the Day of the Body Snatchers or something like that? What is it? Some movie like that. Anyway, I love sci-fi, so if I can twist into sci-fi, I'll do that. That's pretty much the results for today on there, and we're going to look at the whale bot. Last 24 hours, we had some nice Hex stakes there. They got some penalties early in staking there. That's a bit weird. What else have we got? 5.5 million bought 17 hours ago for $300,000. Nice. We like to see buying. What else? 65 million Hex stake for 25 days. Getting a nice tidy 3,000 T-shares. Everyone's going, oh man, 3,000 T-shares is pretty good. Nice to see you. The real God wow. There we are. So we've got a comment from the Hex whale bot there. Nice to see you. The real God wow wallet there. So and look at that one actually. So yeah, there's the real gold whale there from the looks of it. So cool. And check that wallet. I'm supposed to add that wallet to the to Discord, so I got to do that later. But that's pretty cool. And actually, we might have a quick look at that. Trying to familiar myself. Oh yeah, see what D1. I'm pretty sure that was it. So cool. Yeah, so nice. That's looks like the Hex Gold Whale been doing something. I didn't even see that earlier actually. So cool. Looks like they put 65 million in there. They still got 24.8 million in the wallet there. They did a second one too, 19 million there. So putting that to work, pretty interesting. And they're still sitting on 30,000 Ethereum there, 54 million US dollars at the moment. And they're still, what happened to their that whole ton of stable coins? I'm not sure what's happened to all the stable coins. They must have sent those stable coins out sometime, because they had a whole ton of stable coins in there. Maybe it was this one. Yeah, I'm not sure whether they did that. Anyway, cool to see the Hex Godwell at play. What else is going on there? We've got 10 million Hex just in staked. We ended up 11% APY there. In stake there as well. So this is where our penalties came from. And another small one there. So very, very cool. All right, so that's the Hex Whale bot. Nice to see the Hex Godwell in action as well. Staking it to making it, as we were. So obviously probably trying to time the Pulsechain, which I guess, I don't know what they're going to be doing there. I do expect them to probably get involved in liquid lines using that, so we'll see. TV in the house there, real. I just hot in and very happy. I give up guessing on the Pulsechain launch. Yeah, I think most of us have at this stage. TV Bishop says, imagine end staking lol. Yeah, that's true. I think Pulse will launch real soon. Excelling in there. Always possible, but at this stage I still think it's further out with testing. So we'll wait and find out. Until we get some evidence around the Pulsechain launch, that's probably the key thing that we're waiting for as well. I'm gonna leave it on there. I mean early in stake new. Yeah, that's all right. That's okay. A cool VIP, as we say, cool VIP. Now the other thing, of course, that I really have been excited about is this the Flex product from Power City. Now it's not going to be until their second wave of innovation, but I thought that was really, really cool. I think that is I see the underlying Hex contract's fantastic, but I think that these other derivative products are accelerating. Well, they're kind of compensating for any gatekeeping that Hex has had, and so I feel that they're accelerating the end game, which is getting a lot of supply off. So the main thing is obviously from an individual point of view, the more t-shares you get, the more Hex you get, and you get rewarded for that, right? You get rewarded for making those decisions, locking your Hex up, and all that sort of stuff. The more people that do that, the more self-fulfilling that becomes, and that's why I love these products like HSI stakes, like Maxi stakes, like the Power City Flex product, and I think these are going to bode really, really well. I would love to see, like I said, I think just a dozen of these products by next year, and I think they're playing a massive role in terms of getting Hex off the market, getting it staked, but still giving the individuals the flexibility to trade out of positions if they need to or want to, so without impacting Hex. And so the circulating supply Hex gets reduced faster than it grows. And of course, we already know that inflation is relatively low with the penalties lowering the effective inflation, and of course, staking, the average staking length of Hex lowering when inflation comes out. So that's pretty awesome. We're also seeing the impact of coming back to the penalties. The impact of the price of Hex is actually having a big impact on the inflation. The actual price of Hex is actually influencing people's behavior. The sacrifices have influenced people's behavior, things like that. So I think it's pretty interesting how that's been. I think we're over what 3 billion in penalties last time I checked. So I think that's pretty cool. In fact, let's have a quick look at that while we're here. And pull that up. I think that's on the overview, but let's go to penalties here. Yeah, so 3 billion 134 million Hex in penalties so far, and then there's the wall of shame there. They call it the wall of shame. So that's pretty cool with the top penalties there. So cool. And you can see penalties over time on this chart here going there. So pretty nice on that. So that is that on the penalties. I think that's really neat. Lower inflation. Very cool. Gary J says, only my opinion, but when BTC hits 20,000, which it will, Pulsechain will launch, I'm guessing November, says Gary J. Right. Yeah, we might have to do another test. We might have to do another query on that. We do have a sweepstake for the Pulse for the launch of Pulsechain, and we've got that one here, and we do have people in the game, as it were. Actually, I need to close this out because what day is it now? The 8th. So actually, all these people here, even including our own, it's now out of the game here. So all these people are now out. Is it the right one? Yeah, 8th. So they're all out now, and what's that one? Bam. They're all out. So I think we've still got these people still in. So all these people in for our sweepstakes. So we've still got June and July. We might have to rerun this again for third round because of the possible delay. And we've got running through to October. Man, oh man. So we're coming up on the 15th, of course. That's a very special date. The 15th is got when the what color should we have on that? Green. The 15th is obviously the start of the Pulsechain Sacrifice. So we're coming up on a year on there. Look at that, not too far away from that actually. So a cool VIP, as we say, cool VIP. Yeah, so we'll be watching that pretty closely on a sweepstake. I'm going to jump back out of there and close that out. We're just scrolling up here. Cool VIP, as we say. Matt, crypto's in house. What's shaking, Hex family? Hey, good to see you, Matty. Matty Crypto, such a cool name, Matty Crypto, and a cool picture too. I'm 100% staked already, just so not to be worried. Small stakes for now. Yeah, well, that's good, TB. Just accumulate your positions. Obviously, with this massive pullback and Hex price, it gives a lot of opportunity for the retail book to accumulate. A lot of people have been doing that, and of course, it means that it's more distributed too. So I think that's it's a multi-year process though. But this is one of those kind of key times where people can pick up a lot of T-shares at this cheap lower price because the share rate's just going up and to the right. Sandy's got the hugs out. Nice, Sandy. Making price predictions is futile, says Excellent here. Yeah, resistance is futile too. Resistance is futile and price predictions as well. That's hilarious. Cool VIP. Let's go. All right, so that's where we're at the stage. We got BTC at 31,200. Ethereum at 1800. Man, oh man, this thing is just like a yo-yo as well. Actually, let's pull up trading view. Let's pull up trading view on the Bitcoin and Bitcoin. I don't remember. I'm on Coinbase, I think. I've got Coinbase chart, and we're going to go to the. It goes 30 hours, I think, for some reason. I can't remember. I've been there. I'm clicking the wrong one. That's great. Let's go to 1 day. So we are pretty much humming. This is a Bitcoin. It was how long ago? January 21. We jumped over the 30,000 mark pretty much, and we had our pretty much double top there. We've had our death crosses, and actually I've got to show those. Bam, bam, bam. We got our death cross, our golden crosses, our death cross there. And at the moment, we're miles away from any such thing as a golden cross or a death cross at this stage. So massive gap between the 250 day. And but we are on the top side of the 30K there. So 30K is in the yellow, pretty much. Is it 30K? I'm not sure why I've got that line there. It's supposed to be at the 30K, I thought. Or was it this one here? Sorry, it's at the bounce, the support line here. So it's actually lower. It's actually 29,200, 29,300 is the support line here. It's just been banged around here. Are we going to see something like this, though? Are we going to see another one of those? Obviously, a lot of people are expecting that since we're still in the downtrend. You can see us in these charts here. We're still 50-day, 100-day, and 200-day. So we're still in the downtrend there. So, yeah, we'll see. Yeah, 23,000 does seem about right for the next move down. If we do move, we're just mucking around here. We don't seem to be able to break up. So down we go. Nothing's inevitable, though, right? Nothing's inevitable. But just given the volatility that we're going to have this year, I just have a feeling that we're still in a bear market volatility, that we're far more likely to keep going down. And maybe we'll bounce at 22, 23. Richard's, of course, talking about full bear down to 11,000 or so. Now that's way down here. So that's still a bit of time to go there. From at the moment, that would be down to 11K. That would be about 64% decrease from here. So whatever Bitcoin US dollar value you got, that's a pretty big hit there, down to 11K. And of course, from the all-time high here back in November, you're talking about 21. That is, you're talking about down to 11K. That would be around 84% retrace there, 84% on that one. So cool. Very nice, very nice. All right, let's have a look at the last 7 days for the Bitcoin. Just to zoom in on that a little bit there. So we had our we were down at 29. Just been zigzagging up. It likes to like bounce up and down and up again. So pretty crazy there. And the last day, this is our last day chart here. So we're sitting at 29. We've only just recently moved back up over here. So a nice little pump there, and currently sitting at 31 at this stage. So cool. So we were at man. Celtics in house there. Woo! Hey, good to see you, Celtics. Bobbly guys in house there. Gen X Raid says Bob. Oh, nice one there, Bob. Appreciate that. Big shout out to Gen X and Wales Only. Nice little interview there. And of course, it's Nana was on there as well. TV Bishop in house there. I want to extremely highly average stake length to help me catch some guys with less faith. I bet my average will be 14 years plus within 3 years. Man, TV, that is awesome. Yeah, I do. I myself, I prefer good staking ladders with nice passive income. That's kind of my main thing is passive income stakes. I really do prefer that. Let's zoom this up a little bit here. I'm going to scroll this down a bit more. Yeah, I like a good staking ladder. Is I know mathematically that obviously longer pays better, but I like staking ladders as a more practical balance for my particular self. But that's awesome. DB Cooper says I have an awesome staking ladder and boats loads of liquid working on the virtue of patience. I like that, DB. I actually gotta go through, have a good one, says Bobbly Guy. Hey, appreciate the jumping and have a good one. Catch you on the next one. Garrett J says love the Borat impression. Very nice, Garrett J. Very nice. This is my cousin. Brazil says very nice. Yeah, that's right. TB says I did one full ladder already and intend to buy one ladder stake plus 155.55 every time I buy now. Oh, that's amazing, TB. One ladder stake. Intend to buying stakes at 2x and will always put more X in 555 one is the ladder. Sandy's laughing at that. Yeah. A cool VIP, Sandy. Cool VIP and very nice. Very nice. All right, it's getting out of hand on this channel today. It's getting out of hand. Yeah. So it's nice to see people talking about staking ladders and stuff like that. Now, I was going to do a staking ladder video yesterday. I just felt it was too soon. We'll be doing a staking ladder video. Maybe I'll do that today. We'll see. Because everyone's talking about it at the moment. But I might talk about that later. Definitely is in the house. You might cover, maybe that's two different topics, and might cover regulation as well. Let us see how we're going. So we've got Hex at 5.9 cents. We got Hedron at 5.17. We've got Maxi at 10.6 cents. And we got PulseDoge making a comeback at $3.20. Woohoo! Hex Token channel pump for PulseDogecoin at $3.20 there. And Gunther is back in the plane. I feel it. The Maverick is in the house. We're going up there. So that's just during the live stream there. That's pretty epic. So look at the hourly there. The last year, just during the hourly. That's an hourly Hex Token channel pump right there, man. That's how we roll. Can I take credit for that? I don't know. We're going to put that up there. Bam. There we are. That's it. Where we go there. Looking good there with the plane. So nice little pump there. That tested the bottom there a couple hours ago. And tested the bottom over there that was a long time ago now. But this is the rock and roll, $3.20. Never count out PulseDogecoin. TB says I started from 555 thanks to chat. And boop, boop, boop. Yep, you got to smash that like button and hit the subscribe. Boop, boop, boop. That's what we say. Bob Wells says, hello, everybody. Hey, good to see you, Bob. What else we got there? Bob Wells says, I cashed my PLSD in for Hex at $4.24, so I'm pretty happy. I think Hex was at 0.53. Nice one there, Bob. You played that very well indeed, so congratulations to you. TV says, I've been hanging around X chats for a couple of weeks now, and has been great and helped me figure most of it just in time to buy the dip almost perfectly. Hey, TB, yeah, after major correction, You have bought down at the very sweet spot, I think. So big shout out for that. Nice play. Yeah, and building up a nice little practical staking ladder. I'm always into practical staking ladders. I know that there's the ultimate strategies where you do 15 years, 5, 5, 5, 5, and it's good to have some of those in your portfolio, depending on what's going on. But also have the staking ladder stakes coming out, so you have flexibility about that. It's good. I bought first at 7 cents, then scooped it up at 5 cents. Nice. That's what we love to see, man. Retail, baby, retail. Coming in when Hex needs it and buying, keeping that price up. Very, very cool. Now, obviously, some people have the counter thing. They go, oh well, whales come in, they sell, or larger holders come in and sell into it. But that's true at any time, right? That's true at any time. There's always people selling into stuff. There's always people buying, right? And when there's more buyers than sellers, the price goes up, right? And if the larger holders do sell and all the retail buyers up, then the holding that the large whale had, that gets distributed to a lot of the retail, right? So that's the whole game. The whole thing is, can we build the community where we spread out that Hex over time, and even all the other stuff that's there. It's a multi-year process, right? It doesn't just happen overnight. But that said, of course, a lot of large holders, some of them just sit on their stakes. They're stake quite long, and some of them have liquid, and some of that liquid ends up flowing through. And of course, that gets redistributed. That's the whole point. So that's why it's very active to be out there, direct promoting and spreading the word, because the T-share dynamics are still playing out, right? The T-share rate's still going up to the right, and it's all about but supply and demand and liquidity are two important things. So those are the two other important things besides the brilliance of the Hex contract. Hexillion says, I picked up Hex the last 2 days. Also felt it great, says Hexillion there. Yeah, I picked up some Hex too. So I picked up Hex on this channel. It was good, man. It's a good feeling to pick it up at this price. You're good. You're getting in the perfect time, TV. I agree. Dollar cost average for the win. Yeah, that's the other thing. So we did a video the other day. I know Crypto Copy did a video on dollar cost averaging as well. And it's if you did get into Hex during the high periods of time, and you buy a similar dollar value now, you'll be all it has to do is you bring your average down from say 30-40 cents down to maybe 7 or 8 cents. If you use the same amount of money, you don't have to get back to 40 cents to get break even. You can just get back to 7 cents to get break even, and then after that you're in the money. So, there's different ways of looking at that too. And of course, you're going to get 2 for 1 at the moment as well. Everything's getting copied over on Pulsechain. So whenever Pulsechain does eventually launch, you're going to be sitting in a pretty good position. And a lot of people were willing to pay much higher prices to get a double of Hex. And now you can get a double of Hex so much cheaper. And so you can accumulate a nice little position and dollar cost average as well. Some amount of people buying Hex are wanting to swap that to Pulse or PulseX. Many others are just wanting to hold the Hex, stake the Hex, and earn the Hex, right? So it's good play. Obviously, if some of that wealth from Pulse and PulseX ends up flowing back into Hex, then that's going to be really good for your Hex positions as well for those people that hold them also. So it's going to be good. What else we got there? TBCs, I did a 1,000 days apart already. I am doing 365 days apart next in tandem with 555s. Nice TV, man. It sounds like you got a good strategy in place. Very good. Nice your timing. Yeah. I DCA'd into 4 T-shares last 2 weeks, says Bob. Nice. Good for them, says TV. We all have a half T-share rate in 10 years. Yeah. That T-share rate's not going anywhere, man. That T-share rate is just, we're still at the low end of that T-share rate. It's going to go up. It's going to cost people. We saw the T-share rate go up to 755 the other day. It was $60 on that day at price X in 1 day. So that's a pretty big impact. And that's, you got to think that if you got how we got those short-term large holders still staking, they had to, every T-share that they got, they had to pay another $60 to get it. In other words, they needed another 755 Hex. Obviously, they already own the Hex, so they need 755 X more per T-share. So they got diluted pretty heavy just on that 1 day. So if they've got 1,000 T-shares, they had to pay 755 more per each of them. So pretty big deal there. Times 755. So that's they had to pay 750,000 Hex if they had 1,000 T-shares, and so you can see how impact that does play. Retail, baby, retail. Retail, baby. Yeah, I've just started saying retail all the time now. It's just easy to say retail, baby. Who needs launchpad tokens when you get a bear market every 2 to 3 years? Says Gary. Yeah, that's true. What else there? Bob Wells says, TB, keep working on your stakes. Eventually set them up for a payout every 6 months. Yeah, I think that's a good period of time. I know a lot of people have been pretty happy by having their stakes come out at different intervals. And of course, when they do come out in 6 months' time, you can decide what you're going to do. You just want to take the interest off. Do you want to restake it longer with everything? I mean, you've got lots of options, right? Optionality there. Sandy Beach says, my staking ladder is almost complete, but right now just holding some liquid, says Sandy Beach. Yeah, I think there's quite a few people doing that, Sandy. And Sandy ladders are never complete, says Paul Wells. Never complete. They're never complete. True, Bob. Excellently says, I'm building my liquid exposition before the fork also. I can't wait to get my Pulse copy, says Excellently there. That's a good plan. I will make them pay daily if I can do it. I think Pulsechain will allow me to. Yeah. Well, you know, it reminds me of Hodl Dog. Hodl Dog used to, when he used to do his live way back in the day, he used to do all his daily stakes. And he had to reset all those, of course, because of ETH fees. He used to have, I think, daily stakes coming out. Excuse me. Oh, big yawn there. That's crazy. I need to get out and about, go for a walk. What's up, Texkin, says Tintop. Woohoo! Aces and House there. Good day, everybody. What's that? The old Ron Williams. Good morning, Vietnam. That was such a cool thing there. Bob Wells says, I analyze my stakes and see what years need help and add more stakes. Would love to add 2 T-shares a year. There's Bob Wells. Nice. What else there? We got there. Some tops in the house there. It's now. Woo-hoo-hoo. Hey, it's now. Nice. Good show there on Gen Hex there. It's now. Looking good on there. Big interview there with Wales Only. Hex Only says, I'm scooping up some more Maxi tonight if the Gwei dips. I love Maxi, says this on there. Yeah, like I say, you know, what's going to happen to that premium too on Maxi? You know, the Maxi premium has been like a boss. It's going to break out. The premium could even get bigger versus Hex, especially if Hex has a nice push up there. You know, a nice move higher. The Maxi premium's already this high, 77. It's going to be interesting. Now, if Maxi holders, you know, stay strong, this thing could really move up pretty strongly there. So I can see why a lot of people are in there. Bob in house. Who else is going in there? We've got it's now up Fan Bam. Sandy Beach says, I'm building it too, but I'm conflicted. I want a stake, but I want liquid too. I think you should always have a little bit liquid there, Sandy Beach. Obviously, Pulsechain's coming up there. If you want some flexibility around that, that's a good decision. I think. Obviously, you're not earning anything on it, and we don't know when Pulsechain's coming out. So, you know, this just depends on how much you've got there versus ETH fees. I like to take, you just got to see what it's going to be versus the interest that you earn. Bob Wells says, I know I love holding liquid, but always end up staking in the end. Selena says, 13 years is a good staking period. There aren't too many larger stakes at the ending then. Yeah. Let's have a look at that staking ladder because that's a good point. We've got the charts coming up here. We're going to have a look at the stakes. Stake it and bake it. I noticed that at Hex.win has got these 2 new tables here, which I think do look a lot better. I haven't checked the liquidity here, but I presume it's now right. It wasn't correct before. It had somehow got incorrect. So I think these are probably still correct. There, but they look cool. They even got Pulsechain testnet numbers there, which I think is pretty cool. Hex on Pulsechain testnet $2.20. Hex on Ethereum is $5.97. Put up your hand if you prefer the Pulsechain testnet version. That's for sure. Unless you're buying, of course, then you prefer the Ethereum side. The T-share rate on the Pulsechain is 48,217. That is some pretty crazy stuff. That's that's even more than a Bitcoin. Even more than a Bitcoin there on Pulsechain testnet. That's been pretty awesome. Payout per T-share on Ethereum is 30. Was it 30? What is that? 36 cents. 36 cents, and on testnet it's $13. Man. Now, no wonder people are accumulating T-shares. That's for sure. All right, we're going to go down to what are we going to? We're going to the this is the staking ladder, global staking ladder with everybody's. Let's go to the end of this year. That will do. And you can see that we haven't got a lot of candles coming out. We've still got the 411 million Hex there, 347. This big candle out here in September, 579 million. So really it's starting to sort of slowly over time, it's starting to break down more. Obviously, there's quite a few stakes here at the front run. This is our front running stakes. There's a lot of short-term stakers, 2 weeks, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, kind of that sort of period. But it's slowly breaking up there as well. I actually don't know where you can reverse the call there, but that's pretty much it on the staking ladder. That's up to the end of this year, the calendar year. I'm going to reset that. But that, look at that share rate jump, man. That share rate jump the other day, that was just epic. 755. And then look at that, just jump up there like that. Man, oh man, that's just going up and to the right. Now, obviously, let's have a look at the next couple of years. So 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's say 28. So I think that's probably about right. Let's have a look at these years up here. We can see these candles in here. Not a lot of, we're getting candles around January. That's typically where the end of the year is. November here. We've got candles coming out here February. So if you're doing staking ladders, you want to pick your gaps. Pick your gaps in here as well. That's probably another thing. Pick the gaps between the big candles. Although the candle's not as bad now. Obviously, the T-share is going to disappear over time, but lots of gaps there. There's going to be so much less T-shares around. It's going to be dramatic. Cool VIP. All right, we're up to Bob Wells says, I love holding liquid Hex. I think I talked about that one. Plus, I think we have a long bear market to pick up more liquid. So now, thanks, Superman. You're welcome. What else did go? Gen Hex is in the house there. Woo, woo, woo. A big shout out. Shout out to Gen Hex and Heinz Crypto. Their big interview with Wales Only. Big shout out for that. Exillionaire says, I may start trading my liquid Hex. I picked up Hex positions at so many different levels, says Exillionaire. Nice. Trading is part of the game. Part of all markets. So you always got people trading, and it does help liquidity as well. I want some juicy steak now, says Bender. Yeah. Getting those T-shares payouts, man. This keeps going every day. Sandy Beach says, my original idea was to stake smaller time frames on Pulse due to gas fees, longer stakes on ETH, says Sandy. Well, your longer stakes on ETH, obviously the S-load function is going to run through every single day, Sandy, and that's the issue is the longer stakes with the higher gas fees. So you might want to just consider that as well. Given I really want T-shares and have to stake to get more, T-shares better play if I'm barely in, right? Given I want T-shares and have to stake to get more, T-share is better play if I am barely in, right? Yeah, I would say so there, TB. You're gonna the T-share is like your Hex printer, just prints your Hex every day. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Tintip posted a video. I'm not sure what the video is about, but there we are. What else have we got in there? If X runs up into the snapshot around 15 to 20, I will sell my liquid Hex and go into SHIB and get copy, etc. But that is me, not financial advice, says Bender. Yeah, I think so. SHIB's probably one of the better plays on that one, Bender. And one's likely to have decent liquidity, I would say, as well. Hex PLSD, woohoo! Hey family, good to see you in the house. Yeah, you would be liking it. $3.20 on the PLSD there. Hex PLSD. Brendan says, I was thinking the same thing, but the fees will be so cheap that Kareem said the other day that that would create more but pressure on Pulsechain. Yeah, I think so. The retail will really flourish on the Pulsechain with the Hex stakes next. Maximus is a great way to build T-shares while staying liquid, in my opinion. Maxi Hex Premium is holding nicely. Yeah, it is. It has been giving a bit of confidence too, and that might help it move higher, which is definitely the case. Bob says, the sooner you buy T-shares, Sandy, they are cheaper, says Bob. Yeah, true. So nice on that. Very nice. Every day they get more expensive. Yeah, that's true. The share rate is going up and to the right. The only offset for that, of course, is the Hex price, whatever the Hex price does. Obviously, if the Hex price holds in this position, that's definitely true. All right, so there we are. We're waiting for this cross, man. We want this cross here with the yellow going over the red. That's what we're looking forward to for sure. What time is it here? It's 1 o'clock. So we're going to wrap up here. It's an hour and 15 minutes. That's pretty good. And I'll be back on live stream again in about 4.5 hours time. So, definitely come back and visit. We'll be talking on Pulsechain, Pulsechain, and Hex, of course. Might actually focus either on regulation or staking ladders or something like that. Might be the focus of the next one. So stay tuned. Probably Review says another good show today. Thanks for the effort you make to deliver info, regardless of how the market is at any time. I appreciate that, Probably Review. Big shout out. Definitely focus on doing that, man. Live streaming twice a day. Their Property Review, Pulsechain, Pulsechain, and Hex. We're not stopping. The markets go through cycles. That's just what they do. You just got to take the opportunities when they come. Cool VIP, as we say. Cool VIP. Yeah, nice one, Crypto Goggle. I think you've got me down now. I think you know me pretty well there. That's pretty funny. Mark A says, not sure if you've given your whales price prediction on Pulse. No, you can read that at the beginning. It's not a whales price prediction. Now, Overwatch did give us 11,000x on Pulse and 8,000x on Pulse X from the all-time low discovery. We've had that out for a few months. But his latest one was that... I might as well pull it up because I've got the link here. The latest one was that he was talking about the prediction that Pulsechain will be the highest appreciating network in 2023. The gatekeeping will assist in that cause. Proved me wrong there. That was pretty much the latest from Rackham on that one. Cool. What else we got there? Just going to slowly sign myself out here. Man, we've got so many more comments in the house there. When I'm buying, I'm always buying some Maxi too, says Sandy Beach. Bob, so true. Sandy Beach has the ultimate portfolio. Sandy has been doing so well with her accumulations there. The yield farming on PulseX is going to be insane once we get all of our PLS copies. True. Take care. See you later, says Lies Beneath. You too. See you later, says Simtop. Okay, see you all in the next live stream, man. You're welcome. Thank you, says Sandy Beach. A pleasure. See you guys. PLS will melt faces, says Bob Wells. I agree with that. We got plenty of emojis in the house. Brendan says, thanks, Superman. Rugged myself. Sorry, says Gen X. That's funny, man. Bob Wells says, have a great afternoon, everybody. Night or morning? We're rocking at it. Yeah, definitely. What's it? Morning here, Bob, in Thailand. Nice. We got the hearts out there. Western Canada, X PLSD, says Bob Wells. Thank you, Hex Token. Nice. I think we're going to finish on that one. You guys know that I love to read the comments, so sometimes they keep the comments coming as we go. All right, cool. Let us play out this one here. All right, thanks for watching. TTYL says KD. Peace, Hex Skins, and thanks for watching from me. If you're a Hex Token channel member, smash out those emojis. And of course, Discord is 24/7. So definitely get into Discord if you have any questions, need any help. We've got Snano on there. Does an amazing job with onboarding and helping people. And of course, we've got Gen Hex, Heinz Crypto, and Hex Token channel YouTubers in there. So definitely jump in there. Don't forget to subscribe to those channels as well. Onwards and upwards. All right, bye for now. Take care. I'll see you later on today. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Rock on, as we say. Hey, let's play out some cool music on the way out. Let's play out my cool music video. Let's do that. We're going to play Power City Core. Yeah, Power City Core. We're going to play that. It's pretty funky on the way out. Let's do it. Here we go. Brendan loves it. Power City Core. Yeah, what's funny? Music. Sandy. Sounds good. Pumping it. This is the way we live. Bye for now. Woohoo!